Hi, I'm Randall here in Texas.
And I'm Matt, here in Michigan. Today, Randall and I are reviewing a different kind of Christmas movie. It's a Christmas horror film from 2015, Krampus. It stars MJ Anthony, Adam Scott, Toni Collette, Allison Tolman, and David Koechner. It's directed by Michael Dougherty, who also directed Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and Trick or Treat. He also wrote several other films, including X2, X-Men United, X-Men Apocalypse, and Superman Returns.
Krampus tells the story of a family and Max. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Krampus tells the story of Max and his extended family as they fight off the forces of Krampus, the shadow of St. Nicholas, because they have all lost the Christmas spirit. Had a budget of $15 million and returns of $61.5 million. Had a decent critical response, but kind of ho-hum to negative audience reviews. For me personally, I saw this first when it was in theaters, and I have an interesting take on it, but Matt had never seen it before now. So, Matt, what did you think of Krampus?
Yeah, this was my first time watching it. I have to say, though, I think this movie was a bit of a miss for me. Some people list this movie as a Christmas horror comedy, and I personally think it's a little bit more comedy than horror. I wasn't really laughing too much during this film. I don't know, Randall, what do you think about Krampus?
So, that's definitely a thing that we're going to disagree on.
This is delicious, honey.
It's a little dry.
Well, mine's delicious.
Mine's dry.
I know some people say it's like a horror comedy, but to me, it's never been a horror comedy. I see that there are some funny parts. I see that there are some levity to break tension. But that happens in good written films, honestly. There is always something good that happens before something bad happens, or there is something that needs to, crack a joke to break the tension.
Lord Almighty. Looks like Martha Stewart threw up in here.
That's how I see this. I see this more as just a Christmas horror film. And for me, I have always liked this film. I liked it the first time I watched it. I liked it this time around.
I actually do kind of see it as a comedy because I think a lot of the scares are supposed to be played off as comedic effect, especially like the gingerbread men. I wasn't a big fan of the gingerbread men. To me, they don't even seem like a horror element as too much. They are more of like an out there comedy aspect, especially when we get the dog eating one of the gingerbread men as he's about to attack. The part that I laughed the most or the hardest or whatever was actually when we first see Krampus jumping from rooftop to rooftop. I actually laughed out. I'm like, oh my goodness, this movie is a little bit ridiculous with it. But, I do like some of the elements that are more horror. I do think Weta Workshop did a pretty good job, especially on the Jack in the Box. I could definitely see that character in an It film.
To no one's surprise who watches our channel, obviously, I super into the practical effects. The practical effects in this movie are really well done. The CGI ones, on the other hand, they're already showing their age, and they don't necessarily always mix very well. If you're big into like practical monster effects, like the Thing, which we already have a review on, this is definitely a film for you. I praise those. I like the design of Krampus. I love the design of the little toys and the elves, Lots of practical effects use in this film. Very well done.
I will say one thing, these characters don't really emote too much, but they're not supposed to because they're toys. They're kind of inanimate objects where they're bringing to life, or at least a lot of them. And, like our trolls, a lot of times they're like wearing masks and stuff. And even Krampus doesn't have a whole lot of movement in like his facial features when we actually see close-ups of Krampus and stuff. But they do just enough. I think that kind of like a life object to like a lifeless thing kind of adds to a little bit of the creepiness factor of it. So yes, definitely agree. Weta, I think, hit it out of the park with that one.
Now, one of the things that I definitely need to heap praise on, and I know I like this movie, so it's easy for me to heap praise on it.
Enough of this happy crap. Let's open up the damn presents.
Okay.
You had mentioned that when you saw Krampus jumping from house to house, things are going to be crazy. Oh no, this movie's going to be crazy. Inside of all of that craziness, it's wrapped up in a very, very well performed cast. Like, the actors all do their parts and they play their roles and they all act like you expect them to do. So David Koechner's character is kind of a redneck, and he's definitely, gun crazy.
We said no gun talk at the dinner table.
This family needs a little gun talk, whether it's at the dinner table or anywhere else.
And when Omi tells the story of Krampus, his character's like, get out of here, that's just crazy, All of the characters in this film act like you expect them to act. And I think that's important in any film, but I especially think it's important in a film where everything else is just nuts.
Yeah, I think the actors did a decent enough job in this film. The one actor, though, that I think really stood out for me was definitely Toni Collette. I think she did an excellent job in this film.
What doesn't Toni Collette stand out in that she does?
That's true. And this is no exception to that rule, too. I definitely enjoyed Toni Collette, a lot of it. Some of the little bit more criticism I have, a little bit of like the storytelling, the writing. We have these things where these kids are getting snatched and like getting taken up and stuff. And we have this continuing, back and forth between like, I'm just determined I have to go out there and risk everything to get my kid. And then everyone else is like, no, you can't go out there, bring it back. And then right after that happens, we have another character doing the exact same things.
I know I'm going out there to find Beth. I have to. I don't even care if I die trying.
So it's kind of like, wow, okay. We're kind of flipping back and forth on, agreeing, not agreeing with what the course of action is going to be in this film. But, all around, for me, just a lot of misses, I think, for me. I didn't really take as much enjoyment in it.
Not going to be Matt's new holiday go-to horror film?
No. Well, it might be. Like I said, I don't really have many other holiday horror films other than, like, Gremlins.
Yeah, but Gremlins is definitely straight up a comedy. I mean, honestly, if you have to choose between this and Black Christmas, choose Krampus, please.
Brandon, I definitely want to know what you guys think about Krampus. Are you a big fan, or did it miss the mark for you? Let us know in the comments below. We definitely want to hear from you. If you like our review, be sure to give us a thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to get notified when new videos come out. We release videos every Monday and Thursday. Also, be sure to check out our Facebook page. We will post a day before our videos come out to let you know the topic of our next video. For now, I'm Matt here in Michigan. Happy holidays, everyone.
And I'm Randall here in Texas. I'll see everyone in the next one.
Next time on No Market Media. Please consider checking out some of our other videos.